Hi, my name is Brianna, and I'm the Director of Hospitality and Connections here at Marian Methodist. And today I'd like to talk about details. Are you a detail-oriented person? It seems like most of us fall into two polarized groups: those who care about every minute detail of a task, event, or plan, and those who are perhaps a little more loosey-goosey about the little things. And I'm not ashamed to admit that I fall into the latter camp. It's just not in my nature to consider the details. And I'm never more aware of this personality characteristic of mine as when I'm around someone who's incredibly detail-oriented. Like, my mind starts spinning a little bit when they start bringing things to my attention that I hadn't previously thought or maybe cared about. But I've been reflecting on this lately and wondering how considering the details fits into God's design and plan for us. We know that we are fearfully and wonderfully made in His image, and that our personalities are as unique as a snowflake or fingerprint. We all have our differences, and that can be a beautiful thing. But which camp does God fit into? Team details or team loosey-goosey? Well, the more I search and the more I read, the more I realize that God is all about the details. Let's start with creation itself. Life is intricately and intelligently designed in such an almost impossible manner that the slightest deviation would be cataclysmic. When you stop and consider the fine-tuning of our universe or the complexity of a strand of DNA, there's really no doubt that God cares about the details. And if we zoom in a bit to ourselves and our own lives, we can see evidence that God is invested in the details of our lives. I'd like to read a few verses out of Psalm 139. You have searched me, Lord, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all my ways. Before a word is on my tongue, you, Lord, know it completely. You hem in me behind and before, and you lay your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me, too lofty for me to attain. I'm going to skip to verse 13 here. For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in the secret place, when I was woven together in the depth of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. How precious to me are your thoughts, God. How vast is the sum of them. Were I to count them, they would outnumber the grains of sand. When I awake, I am still with you. Isn't that beautiful? God cares about the details of your life. So whether you're someone who naturally notices the little things or not, I want to challenge you to pay more attention this week. No, I'm not asking you to change your personality, because I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to be taking more time to soak up the details of God and His immeasurable love. I may linger a little longer when I look into my children's eyes, noticing the way the colors swirl within their irises, as I consider the complexity involved in just the sheer miracle of sight itself. I might reflect on the small moments that have led to memorable, life-defining ones. God's thoughts outnumber the grains of sand on this earth, and how many of those are poured into our daily lives? It's enough for me to start caring more about the details. Thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful week.